didn't tank your campaign, interestingly. I mean, your average candidate probably would have, and the reason why most likely is because you're independently wealthy. You don't have to worry about the financial funding stream drying up coming to your campaign.
I don't know if you're familiar with when we announced, but we had 1,500 people at our announcement.
Yeah, I saw the video.
The support is huge. The support of me in Western New York is huge. These are people that have known me for years. They know my nature. They know I'm not a racist. They know absolutely I'm not a racist because Carl Paladino's been the guy out there advocating for the inner city children in the dysfunctional school system for 5, 6 years now. Okay, I've been taking on the Board of Education. I'm the guy I'm the only developer that's gone into the inner city and built in the inner city of Buffalo. I have, I mean, to call me a racist is about as ridiculous as anybody could get. And they've tried before.
Yeah, the Buffalo City Council passed a resolution, actually.
Well, yeah, and that was done by some ignorant people, okay, trying to make a political play for themselves at a time when I wasn't involved in politics and could care less about politics. Until probably 2 weeks before I announced, I had no intention whatsoever of ever being in politics. And then I realized that there's something here that only I could do. At least I don't know anybody else that could do it. I can confront the devil. I can confront these demons in Albany. I'm resilient. I'm thick-skinned. They can't hurt me.
And you're rich. I mean, you have the money to mount your own campaign.
And money doesn't drive me. Applause doesn't drive me. Politics, power doesn't drive me. I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing it for those friends of mine that I know they wait on Sunday nights for 15 minutes with their grandchildren to talk to them out in Phoenix or in Raleigh. Okay, and today we buried an uncle of mine this morning, and some of those kids were back, you know, with their children, and I was thinking about how valuable my father's wisdom was for my kids. You know, my father lived with us after my mom died. He lived with us for 6 years, and how valuable that was for my children. Okay, and it's things like that. We don't provide an atmosphere for fulfilling jobs here. We've gone so far off the page. Our government has taken us way off the page, granting rights and privileges to and passing regulations that want to control every aspect of our lives. They've scared our businesses away. They've scared the jobs away.
Will you really spend $10 million?
Absolutely.
$10 million.
I earn the money. I can spend it any way I want to spend it. I could do whatever I want to do. You know, I had a party last night. 300 of my close friends showed up. The financial support will be there for me. I know that. I'm in no hurry. I've financed this up until now, and I'll continue to finance.
You know, there's been some speculation that there's some reason that you're going to be, I mean, you'll be probably not getting on the GOP ballot at the convention. You'll petition your way onto the ballot, that you're some kind of dark horse candidate to siphon votes away from the Republicans that would subsequently help the Democrats. What do you say about that?
I say go talk to anybody in Western New York. You'll find out who Carl Paladino is. Okay.
So you're not a dark horse candidate?
No, I'm not.
To what degree is Roger Stone involved in your campaign?
He's the guy I called him up among 3 or 4 people that I called originally and asked him for some advice. He had run Tom Golisano's campaign.
I remember. And
Tommy recommended that I give him a call, and I did. And he was the guy that put me on to Michael Caputo. And he's been there, you know, as a friend now from a distance, and he's a good friend.
How do you know him?
Actually, the first time I met him was 2 months ago, right? Right after I called Tom Golisano, I talked to Tommy, and then I called up
Roger.
Yeah.
Golisano actually spent considerably more than $10 million on 3...
He spent $75 million.
Yeah, considerably more. On 3...
And he gave me some good advice. He said, Carl, he
said, don't run.
No. He said, actually, he did say this. He said, I envy the time and place right now. He said, it's a whole different culture right now. It's a whole different way of thinking. He says, people are ready to stand up. And he says, I envy that because I've burned my bridges. I'm gone. But he also told me, he said, he spent $75 million, and he says, I couldn't get above that 17-18% because I stayed with this third party idea. He says, you can't win just with the third party, the third line. You have to get You have to get the Republican line. So we will fight for the Republican line, and I will have a Republican line.
Okay, but let's, for argument's sake, say that you don't. Will you then subsequently run on a third-party line in the general election?
That's really up to Mike Long. If Mike Long endorses us or gives us an opportunity to primary in the conservative line, then I promise Mike Long we will not form a third line. Okay? If he doesn't, then we will form a third line. And that third line will be someplace for people who can't go to the Republican line to vote for us to go to.
And what did Mike Long say?
He said that he liked that.
Okay, because my understanding is that he's going to push for Rick Lazio to be endorsed at his convention on May 28th.
I think he will honor I think Mike will honor the commitment he made to me to do what his chairs feel is appropriate at the time. And I think he will honor that. And if his chairs feel that he should put me on the ticket and have a primary in the Conservative Party, he could put me on the ticket.
And you will be there on May 28th, which requires you getting off the boat, actually, and traveling to New York City.
No, Mike comes first, yes.
Okay, well, Mr. Paladino, we will be seeing you there.
That's great.
Certainly is going to be interesting. You have made the race interesting, if nothing else.
Well,
Colonel Paladino, I very much appreciate you being here with us.
It's great meeting you. Thank you.